Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another reading. I hope you've been doing well. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. It is always a pleasure to host. If you find anything in this reading that resonates, be sure to like and subscribe and comment if you feel the need to. And last, I'd also like to thank my angels, ancestors, spirit guides, oversoul, and all sentient beings that walk with me in the highest white light, protecting me, you, and the messages during these exchanges. All right, y'all. Let's dive in. Spirit, come through. What are we talking about at the grown folks table today? There's going to be a change. Absolutely. There's change already occurring. They're acknowledging this change, though. For most of you, this change is an ending with that number 9 there. Okay. For some of you, this is going to be a change in the spirit realm. Your spiritual ranking may be shifting with that hermit energy coming off of that. This is also tipping our hats to the Virgos, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node. May be significant. A main male. Definitely a Mr. Make It Happen, a magician, a manipulator. This is someone that can make things go down. That's that magician energy on it. So this magician may be causing some sort of a change. Let's see what we have here with this shift for this main male, or about this main male. All right, got another row and all. Pathway. Ooh, wee. This journey takes courage. It takes heart. It takes compassion, integrity, okay? Someone, a lot of people fail this journey. They go down this winding path. It feels exclusive on a soul level, so they think they can do things that are not appropriate because, nobody saw that. So just make sure you don't get tempted on the path. Remember, don't turn the rock into bread. Don't be cheating. Leo energy on the table. Failed to mention, but Gemini, Virgo coming off that magician energy as well. Wow, somebody really getting up out of here. This is 9 again. So somebody may be taking a journey into the spiritual realm. Not surprised. The star seeds have that happen all the time. It's where we go do our briefings. It's like our version of like the celestial Pentagon. Although we're not sketchy, okay? September 1st, January 9th, significant. Yeah, January 8th, January 9th, just stuff coming in, y'all. But somebody's definitely taking a journey. They're taking a pathway. I genuinely feel now they're talking about the spiritual realm or someone's spiritual ranking because we're in the clouds up here. Look at the birds sailing, the clouds, the skies. So this is an ascended journey or a journey pertaining to one's ascension. Ooh, yep, this is definitely for or about someone on the path of emperor. The highest level of divinity as it pertains to your masculine side. Okay. Courtship is on the menu. Wow. Occupation. Is there a matchmaker out there? Interesting. Someone travels for work or will be traveling for work. So this courtship may not be romance. This could be maybe a company, an agency, or a collaborative effort of some sort. A partnership is a productive one that requires you to travel, being courted by this energy from beyond. It may show up in the form of a mundane job that happens to align with your natural spiritual gifts. But whatever it is, it's something that definitely looks like it requires travel. There's a message of concern coming off of this. All right. Somebody may need a license for this. A license or something because the 14 reduces down to 5, which is the Hierophant. That's something that is official. a traditional, like a ritualistic, like tradition. Like you have to meet some sort of traditional requirements, a certification, a license, or something. Okay, so keep that in mind for those of you who are in the business of change right now. Maybe you are changing your profession. Okay. Some others of you are literally moving as well, changing location and profession. Like maybe this is a complete restart. Let's get some tarot on the table though and peel back a few more layers. Aries, you're on the table with that Emperor energy. This is definitely something that establishes someone in a very ascended way. It feels spiritual, but it likely will reveal itself in mundane ways or earthly ways as well, because out there is but a mirror of what we can see here, or we're the mirror. So Taurus energy, Cancer energy, Aries on this next row down. I mentioned Leo, I may not have. Virgo is out here real hard. Okay. So a lot of you guys experienced your shift. You hit a what I call an energetic shift point during Virgo season. Okay. So let me see. It's definitely some concern here. This is about anxiety. The heck do we have going on here? Speed that. Somebody's really worried about this. Maybe you're excuse me. Maybe you're worried you're not going to pass this certification test. Some of you may have concerns. For those of you who really, you're gunning for this next level of skill. Okay. Hello. Others, yeah. Somebody may be trying to get into a professional family. You know, this not King of Cups. Wow. I don't know why I said that, but take it if it matters. There's some concern about the family, the unit that surrounds this occupation. Maybe this is a family business. And there's some concern there. It's a lot of concern. What do we have here? It's concern. Yeah, somebody's not getting what they want, maybe, because the Nine of Cups is reversed. Oh, man. There's someone that may be, like, drinking on a job. Like, it's some sort of discord as it pertains to this workplace. And so, or this family. So maybe you are leaving. Maybe the change is you walking away from this and moving towards a more official, way of living, way of existing. Somebody's really, oh yeah, somebody up out of there. I want to know more about this Knight of Swords, because yeah, somebody, this feel like somebody that's making some improvisations, some changes on the fly type shit. Like, oh, this isn't, plan A isn't working, so now quit plan B. You know what I'm saying? This is determination to succeed, yeah. Now, this could also be talking about, like, how fulfilled you are inside. You know what I'm saying? Reverse Nine of Cups could be, again, talking about that. If it's upright, you're pleased with your results, like, as it pertains to how you've interacted with your external world, likely. But when it's reversed, it could just be talking about how pleased you are within, how fulfilled you are inside of yourself, regardless of what's going on around you or whatnot. Let's have another on this Knight of Swords, though. I'm curious. Oh, wow. Oh, my gosh. So if you run like a hair shop, a nail shop, or I don't know, but they're telling you right now that if there are any licenses missing, yeah, you definitely want to jump on getting that together, because it looks like there's some sort of an audit that could be coming. This could also be talking about someone stepping out on blind faith, okay? And this is for those of you who are having to make that quick decision to make this change and take this pathway into the distant horizon. Someone may be fleeing a situation, you know what I'm saying? And I hate to say fleeing, but it does have the energy of I'm out of here, like phew, type energy. And I'm just saying, it doesn't have to be fear involved in this at all. But it's definitely something someone's taking seriously, or they're being called to take seriously. This is not, oh, I'm gonna get started on that in 2026 type thing. You know, for some of you, it may not be I'm gonna start on that next winter. You know what I'm saying? Or down the road, whatever. So for some of you, they just want you to make it one of your priorities. And for a lot of you, this is about your wow, I'm just getting another drop right now. So with courtship and occupation right here, some of you are having to make a decision between this new job and this courtship. It may be something that takes you away from this person. You know what I'm saying? Or this person staying in the town you're in would keep you from being able to take advantage of this job. Maybe your person wouldn't want you to be a flight attendant and you'd be flying all over the world while they're at home feeding the cat by themselves. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Which of you this is for? Yeah, it's time to make a decision. Yep. Okay, let us continue. So, yeah, it's decision time. Now, this is what we're about to ask Spirit. So, give us the energy of the route that is the most benevolent for our friends. Okay? I need to know a couple of things. I'm going to do some put downs and pick-ups and see. I was about to do this, but all right, I'm going to go with this one. We want to know about this certification for those who are, trying to get it together for this new gig. They're trying to shift career. Maybe not a physical location for a job. Maybe not a job that they're traveling for, but just their career, the route that their career, their skill, which if they're switching career skill for their occupation. The energy around that and this certification they would need to be successful going forward. Let's see the energy around them taking this particular route. Those that have that going on. Come through, Spirit. What's the energy around that? Whoa. That's a hell of a response. Divine love with the arms wide open. It says when you offer everything to the divine with detachment, you begin a love affair with Spirit. Okay. So, this actually kind of resonates. So there are some of you who are being faced with this spiritual, like, you know what I'm saying? Someone may have an unorthodox way of communing with the divine, but it's working for them in their personal life. And you've been wondering if you should actually offer this service to others that it may benefit. It looks like a go to me, honey. So for those of you where all those nines, we're talking about your spiritual ranking, or there being a change or a shift in the spiritual realm. For you guys, the message is that yes, you now have wings in the spiritual realm, a larger set of wings than maybe you had before. Okay, you have ranked up. Maybe you're someone who maybe you do divination as well, except maybe the way you sense cosmic intelligence or information is through clairtangience. You know what clairtangience is? Clairtangience is when people can touch things, physically touch them, hence the portion of the word that says tangience. Say, if someone gave you my deck and say, hey, hold this. She used to do readings with this. Hold this and tell me what you feel. And you touch the deck and you can sense or feel my energy or anything about occurrences with this deck from holding it, from touching it. Sometimes some people have that gift. Like maybe if you gave them an article of clothing or a piece of jewelry that may have belonged to their grandfather, and they can tell you what grandfather what messages they may have for you through the veil. But it's because they connected with the energy in the physical object. Clairtangience. So that is unconventional. There are very few people who are doing it that way solely. But maybe you're a phenom in it because you got these new wings now beyond the veil. It's a new gift, or it's an ascended gift now. You've shifted. So if your occupation, if you were thinking about using that spiritual gift as an actual service to others, an occupation, and it's unorthodox. So you're wondering, should I even do that? Like, should I be trying that? With divine love here, that's positive vibes to me. Like I don't know. That's good. That's acknowledging you have the spiritual ranking to do that. It's butterflies all around you. Energetic clearing is here. It says, during crisis, the Holy One herself may be emptying you of fear and attachments. Preparing you to receive her luminous plan. So for you guys, in this instance, you are being cleared up of people, places, things that clog your filters between you and the universe, that distract you. There's a clearing happening, and it's for the sake of receiving this luminous plan. Yeah, you got wings for sure, okay? So that's your message for those who were wondering, should I use my spiritual gift? This unorthodox spiritual gift or approach to help others. Yes, but your first step is the detachment process, the clearing process, and it is for the sake of receiving something truly divine. Pay attention, that pathway up there, also luminous. Do you understand? It is an ascended path, okay? Just if you were wondering, like, are you going out on a limb? It may look like it on the surface, but it is an actual path designated for you if you want to go that way. Okay. All right. I'm going to pick these back up because they may come out for one of the other possibilities. So this one is for those who are traveling for work or physically relocating for work. Maybe you want to know, should I do this? Should I be going in that direction? Is that my change? Is that the change I should be doing for those who are at that particular fork in the road? Let's see. Spirit, come through for those who may need to travel or relocate for work. What's the energy? Individuality. Oh my. So this is about like freelancing, working for yourself. This is carving out a niche. Maybe it is time for you to come out of the flock, is what they're saying. So this is their response to that. The benevolent route for that is if you are doing it to carve out a niche or to be independent. Okay. So for those of you who were having to also choose between this job and a courtship, they're saying you're either going to have to be in a courtship or a relationship where you are allowed to move around and remain an individual, and it's no problem. Maybe you have a fiance or a spouse that's perfectly fine and can manage themselves with integrity and responsibility while you're away. Maybe you do have that set up. It would have to be a setup where you're able to move around freely, because it looks like you will be traveling. Everything around it would have to bend to the fact that your schedule will require you to be in flight or in motion. You're not going to be nearby. You know what I'm saying? I have another one for this traveling gig or relocation. Okay, then. Delusion. Oh, boy. Oh boy, wait a minute. I don't think you're supposed to be doing that. Because it feels like even though your connection would require you to move around, your person ain't gonna like that shit. Hold on, let's keep going. That's a lot. Whoa. You know, I seen first thing that jumped out at me said loss. Look at this. Loss, expansiveness. We're gonna stitch this all together because how did this happen? Sanctity and self-love. Oh, okay. Yeah, so there's gonna be some folks that ain't gonna like it. They're gonna say you tripping. What you mean you about to move to LA? What you talking about? What you mean you about to move to New York? You know what I'm saying? But so for some of you, the path, this is if you choose to do it now, the path will require you to let go of that connection or whatever it is where they're going to be like, you crazy. If it's anybody that's not supporting you, if the person in that courtship or that partnership is telling you coming at you with some you tripping type energy, everything over here is saying that your response to that is to expand beyond the connection with individuality here. You need your the sanctity energy was laying on, you know, next to the self-love, and then there's this flow. Expansiveness, flow, self-love. Look, they done made two references to stuff being about you now. Self-love and individuality here. This is where your peace lies. So with the partnership, if it's your dad, because you know the emperor energy could be a dad, a father figure, a granddad, a husband. You, masculine energy, may be required to leave things behind. You, person who is connected to this masculine energy, you may have to leave them behind. If your goal is to expand and flow and fly with those new wings you got, you're going to have to cut your losses. And as a matter of fact, if we go back look at this, reverse hierophant could absolutely be talking about divorce. Yep. True offering on the bottom of the deck says, true offering takes what can be an unbearable cross and returns it to love. When you get something from the store and it ain't it, or it's unbearable, this is those hands giving it back, sending it back. Yeah, I need to exchange this or I'm returning this. An unbearable cross? If the current conditions or connection feels like an unbearable cross, they're telling you to give it back and expand and flow and start flying. There's so many references to the flight kingdom in this reading. Expand, move on, move around. Let's look at the mini messages, because sometimes I won't address every tiny little thing on the cards because you're meant to get some of these messages through visual reference only. By contract with some of you guys' ancestors, there are some things sometimes that are not to be said audibly aloud so that others hear the finer details of your blueprint. So sometimes I will leave it so that you can just pause it and zoom in and get the individual messages that I didn't say out loud with everybody else around, that it'll click directly to you through the video. But I'm going to read these this time. I'm going to go in and look at them now, of course. Let's start with individuality, okay? Every person has their own personalized study plan in this earth school. Yeah, you're being invited to your luminous path and being called to clear people out to get that luminous plan. Remember the last time I threw these down, we had energetic clearing. They're telling you to clear the blockages out. And for some of you, that blockage may be what looks like some sort of a current partnership or potential partnership, or your connection to a masculine, okay? Or masculine, you. Take it how it resonates. So remember, though, they're talking to your individuality. They're talking about your personal plan in Earth School. Okay? Expansiveness says eternity is far more creative than the rigid, constrained, and exhausted ego. Yeah, they're trying to get you to move on to your ascended path, to that which is eternal, your eternal legacy, as opposed to just having an activity buddy or someone you can sit across a dinner table with or take your clothes off with and do that other stuff y'all like with. Like, some folks are really just have someone in their life to go through the motions like that. And they're not touching on anything that's super meaningful or super ascended or eternal. You're being called to expand. It's your green light. Come up out of that regular ass mundane template and spread your wings. Flow is the next logical readout. Allow me, divine, to move with the flow and respond with calmness and peace. Yeah, this is like, okay, yeah, it's time. This is you responding like, okay, it's time. It don't even have to be no whole hoopla. Well, I'm leaving and I can't do this no more. It ain't even got to be that. It's just, look at that, how peaceful Hanuman back out here again. Look how peaceful he's sitting there, dedicated to service. With, it ain't even no thing. Rain, sleet, hail, snow, this is me, divine, cool, calm, on the up and up. Honoring my plan in Earth School, me. So someone's being called to make this about them. Sanctity says, through offering, even the most mundane problem can become a sacrament. Yeah, you being called to your ascended. They like, we got these wings for you. We got all this sky for you to fly around in, but you got that ball and chain. What we doing? You ready? We about to head out? This is that decision, that Two of Swords moment. You know what I'm saying? That most of you are being called to. This reading, obviously, to me, is saying that you're supposed to be choosing your path over that person or that place or that mundane position. They've been pushing that a lot. For those of you that have messages that come through me, this is literally your ancestors have commissioned me through my ancestral squad to send you these left field messages to give you a jolt. They needed it to be random as hell. They needed very specific messages to be random, to come from a source so random that it would be like a lightning strike. They really want you out there. You're one of the best as it pertains to your lineage, if not the best. Look at this. A direct carbon copy blueprint replica of source itself. You're that divine. Think about how many times they mention stuff like divine. They're making references to that. Look at this. Bad juju is down here. Let's have it. Let's talk more about the bad juju, because obviously there are opposing forces everywhere. And you know what they say, new levels, new devils, that little saying. It's a nice little cute summation of what can happen if you just not aware. Oh, there's been mercy on you though. So that's what this is about. You ascended through that adversity. There were people who were trying to destroy you. I can't with those fuckers. The reverse Hierophant here. Now that they didn't brought us to this side of the story. Now look at it. The additional message coming out now is that there was a messed up practitioner that was trying to come. They were sending foul things towards you. But you have mercy in the spiritual realm. They can't touch you. Even coming near your energetic field to touch it is not working out for them. I can bet you that. Okay? Haziel, merciful God. That's how you done got through all that trash. Mercy. You deserve it. You know what I'm saying? Virgo energy on the table here with that hermit stuff. This is also implying that there is spiritual refuge for you. Because they keep telling you, change, leave, drop it, get out of there. For some of you, that's the concern. Spirit trying to tell you to get out of there. This is divinely timed with that temperance energy that I'm just now referencing for I guess, the timing of the message sake. Sagittarius energy out here as well. Taurus was the 5 it reduced down to. But merciful God, friend. And look, 15 is behind that. That's the devil. Did I not just say new levels, new devils? You have been giving an exit route from these attacks by that foul reversed Hierophant practitioner energy over there that have been trying to rush in to do whatever to you. And this might not, I'm here for some of you, this might not even be this lifetime. This may be someone that had cursed your bloodline, maybe a few people back. And I'm also hearing it was through your paternal side, which is why all of that masculine and emperor energy came out initially. When I mentioned dad, granddad, yeah, nothing but they was out there courting, doing something that may not have been on the up and up, or maybe someone just didn't agree with it. It may have been totally on the up and up, but somebody cursed that man's name, cursed his lineage, cursed his seed. You decided to marry her instead of me. I curse you and all your little children. Yeah, this bitter bitch has been doing that for centuries. So for some of you, this is you shaking that family curse, getting mercy from those devils. Okay, this could also be talking to or about a Capricorn energy. And the date September 15th is just jumping out at me. Yeah, this is definitely has something to do with lovers energy, because they're reduced down to 6, which is the lovers. Shemangel 15 is Hariel, the creator god. Yeah, it was some woman, because as soon as I saw creator, I'm thinking womb instantly. So it was some woman, some bitter woman in that instance, that some womb creature that cursed that masculine's bloodline, or cursed you. Maybe it was this lifetime for you, but it feels kind of old, kind of ancient, this beef. Because it's coming from the spiritual realm, all these freaking 9s out here. The Wicked Witch of the West. As soon as I seen it, I said, pop, Wicked Witch of the West. Yeah, somebody tried it. But this is your luminous path, your route away from the curse or away from the blockages. Okay? Research land grants. You're entitled to something. Yeah, that may be a literal search you need to do, or this is also talking about just your spiritual gifts, your spiritual inheritances. Costa Rica is significant for someone, culture, origins, destination, maybe. North Carolina's in the building. We've been seeing that one come out kind of consistently. This is all 75% manifested. You're at that point where you need to just decide, do I want to take flight spiritually, physically, occupationally? I'm being given an out, an illuminated out, a divine out. Do I want to just go ahead and rise above all of this right now? Am I ready to do it now? Is what this reading is about. Yeah, they're expecting you to decide within yourself within the next couple of weeks. I don't feel like it's necessary to even read on what it looks like if you decide to stay in the toxic connection or whatever that's not en route with your you know what I'm saying, your life path. It's obviously not going to be luminous and divine. Yeah, no. By Cancer season, all your bills are slated to be paid. So if provisions were your concern as it pertains to leaving, again, your provisions are attached to your life paths. That's where they are. When we go off of our life path, then we have to struggle for scraps because our provisions are not away from the life path. So when we go away from the path, we go away from the provisions. That's how it's set up, you know. Morning is here. God dang. Soon as I turned it over, I heard, Lucifer, Lucifer, son of the morning. I'm gonna chase you out of here. I don't know if you ever heard that little, ooh, my scalp just got to tingling. Yikes. Lucifer, Lucifer, son of the morning. And if you know the Jay-Z version where he used that expert, that little song, he says, I'm from the murder capital where we murder for capital. Yeah, so, okay. This is about getting out of the fray. Getting out of that, chasing that Lucifer. Well, and I'm not, the evil energies, okay? Chasing the evil out of your life, okay? Or you yourself just taking these brand new wings you're being offered and flying up out of this toxic timeline, you know. So, but they wanted to talk to somebody about the gifts, their spiritual gifts that await them and how it can benefit them. Yeah, your provisions are there is what they're saying. Cancer, of course, we're talking to you directly, though. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node. That's my rising in North Node. Hey, yeah. So for those this resonates with, that's what they wanted to say to you guys today. I hope it has been helpful in your decision making. Of course, only you can decide and execute your plans the way you want to. But at this point, they're saying that there's not much else, left in the process. I think that last 25% that is to manifest is literally hanging on your word, your decision, Divine One. Okay? All right, that's your spread. I hope it has been helpful. Okay? No fireworks out of this reading either. Just very informative and your ancestors were all about business today. We ain't giggle or do none of that today. But yeah, that's your spread, sweetheart. I hope it has been helpful. Yeah, if you would like a personal reading, check the description box for my email and send me a request. I'll respond with the rates and the process. Pretty simple steps. Yeah, don't forget to like, share, subscribe if you have yet to do so already. And until next time, peace.